Today's American Story with Bob Dotson takes us to a place few people ever find. It's a remote village in the Alaskan wilderness, a couple hundred miles south of Anchorage, where time seems frozen. It's never been seen on network television before today.
Out here, the past does not drift back into the past. Wilderness renews itself. Same with these people. The rhythm of their lives has not changed since 1650. How they got to Alaska reads like a choose-your-own-adventure. The Russian Tsar, Peter the Great, persecuted their ancestors for trying to live those old ways. So they fled, searching for a place so remote they could live unnoticed. First in China, then Brazil, and finally, after 300 years, Robert F. Kennedy helped them come to America. 6 families settled in Nikolaevsk 40 years ago. About 400 people live here today. Father Nicholas Lakunyan leads them. For most of his life, he was a fisherman, until one day, at age 42, village elders asked him to become their priest.
You were a fisherman, and now you're a fisherman for God.
I try to be, but I have better luck catching the fish than than being a priest.
The Old Believers still speak an archaic form of Russian. Kids learn English in school. Their lives may seem old-fashioned.
Ooh, look at that.
But they've adapted, doing business with the modern world while keeping it at arm's length.
How do you balance the need for change with the things that need to be kept constant?
Live in a remote area.
But not even these vast mountain ranges could keep their kids corralled if Father Nicholas ruled with the kind of iron hand that pushed the Old Believers out of Russia.
Not the same anymore, you know.
Instead, they are encouraged to start businesses that could be run out of the village.
Oh yeah, this thing kicked the bucket.
Nothing 17th century about his son Nick's commercial fishing boat.
Good morning, children.
Good morning.
Things are changing for women, too.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Oh, right.
Masha Yakunyan raised 8 children. Now she owns a daycare center outside the village.
It's tough.
Breaking with tradition. But Father Nicholas approves.
What's tradition? There's always been progress going on.
Even in a church that never seems to change. For the first time, they're allowing you inside to witness an Old Believer's wedding. Katalia, the bride, was born an outsider in Anchorage. She had to join the church so she could marry Anekta.
Yeah, but it was the right decision.
They fell in love 90 miles up this road. Katalia's mom had married a Native American and left the Old Believers. But a cousin convinced Anekta to give Katalia a call. 8 months ago, they decided to meet at the pumps, halfway from her new home.
I liked his eyes.
How about you, Anekta?
I got lucky. Really lucky, that's all I can say.
Custom requires the bride and her friends to sew wedding outfits for the groom's extended family. It's a big one. There's a reason these large families stay knotted together.
Mom, I'm your baby, and here I am.
Before the honeymoon, couples endure sort of a newlywed boot camp. They move in with the groom's parents to learn what the community expects of them in married life. On their wedding day, the bride and groom must hold tight to a scarf, connecting them to others, a symbol of their lifelong commitment to their neighbors.
Smile, Nick, smile. I'm smiling.
The outside world may be creeping closer, threatening to change all this, but the community keeps attracting new people to their old ways. Naturally, the lure is old-fashioned. Families that enjoy being together. For today, Bob Dotson, NBC News, with an American Story in Nikolaevsk, Alaska.
And we thank Bob for that story.
It's very interesting.
It was. It was cool.